Hey guys, it's Sarah. So I've got on my fancy top, but I've got on my athletic shorts. Woo! So, as some of y'all know, if you follow me on Instagram, I took the PSB last Friday, and I want to share my scores with y'all. And I did really well. I'm very happy with them. So there's 8 sections on the PSB. There's a verbal section, there's an arithmetic section, there's a nonverbal section, there's an academic aptitude section, there's a spelling section, there's a reading comprehension section, there's an information in the natural sciences section, and a vocational adjustment index section. So, let me tell you my scores that I got. So, on the arithmetic section, I scored in the 94th percentile. In the nonverbal section, I scored in the 94th percentile. In the academic aptitude section, I scored in the 99th percentile. In the spelling section, I scored in the 97th percentile. In the reading comprehension, I scored in the 96th percentile. In the information on the natural sciences, I scored in the 98th percentile. And in vocational adjustment, I kind of did bad. I scored in the 56th percentile. I'm not exactly sure why on vocational adjustment I didn't do as well, but I think I was just maybe a little bit too... I think what my grandma told me is that I basically said do whatever the boss says and don't ask questions, but my grandma told me that you want a nurse that can make sure that what the boss is telling you to do is the correct thing. So if the doctor tells you to give an incorrect medication, you say, look doc, that's not the right medication. Overall, I'm very proud of my PSB scores, and I'm going to give y'all a couple of tips and tricks on how to feel a little bit calmer during test day. So first of all, the great thing is that the test doesn't penalize for wrong answers. So what you want to do is you just want to answer all the questions that are on the test, and don't worry about it if it's right or wrong. If you've got like 2 minutes left and you're like, crud, I've got 20 questions left, then you just answer them randomly and hopefully some of them will be correct. The test does not penalize for wrong answers. So number 1 tip is to answer every question. My second tip is in reading comprehension. You want to read through the entire passage and not skip through sections. Like, try and read only the parts that the question is asking, if that makes sense. You want to read the whole section. It seems like it'll take more time, but in the end it will save you time. You want to brush up on your physics and electricity, your elementary physics and electricity, because there was a surprisingly high amount of questions about physics and electricity that I did not expect, but just brush up on those a little bit and you'll be fine. There are a lot of analogy questions, like triangle is to square as circle is to blank. So there's not really any way that you can study for that. It's just be prepared that there's a lot of spatial analogy questions. Don't let the vocational adjustment section intimidate you. It's supposed to. It asks you questions like, do most people cheat at work? And agree or disagree. So there you go. Unfortunately, it seems like a very opinionated section, and it seems to test on whether you're an optimist or a pessimist, but there you go. Just don't let it intimidate you, and you should do fine. And my last 2 tips are to drink plenty of coffee, and you can do this. You'll do awesome. It's a very fast-paced test. There's technically 8 sections that they're testing on, and it took approximately 2 hours to complete, so that's 15 minutes per section, and many of the sections have 90 questions in them. So it is very fast-paced. It was a bit insane, but you will do okay. It's not impossible. You can do it. So that's just what I want you to remind yourself as you're taking the test. It's not impossible. You can do it, and you'll do great. So thank y'all for watching, and I will talk to you guys later.